Hi, I'm Kimmie Rose. This is this week's Vibe and Mantra for October the 14th through the 20th, 2018 AD. This week's vibe is really an amazing one. I've been sharing with you how it's really important. Oh, and actually it's not just important, it is a necessity because the planets have been showing you what exactly you need in your life, how to live heaven on earth, because we are in the time of ascension. And many people have asked me, what is ascension? Right now, we're stepping into a place where we're going to set up the next 12 years of our life. So this is a week, and it's really important that vibration that is there is that vibe that you have had inside of you has detected your tribe. So you've had a magnifying glass that you've been putting out there, and I say that in a very simple way, and you've been looking at things around you. And so the things that you have distorted in the past, the reality that you've lived in, that you may have been able to just look past things and ignore things, it's not that way anymore. Anybody notice that? That you used to, you know, how even people in the old days, they could just go through life and they could live life, and then, you know, it's like, okay, you get married, you have your kids, you do this, you do that. Now, so many people are all about purpose. I have gotten so many questions about purpose. So the vibe this week is that we are going into decision and commitment making for ourselves. Remember that, for ourselves. So you know, and you will definitely know by the end of the week exactly who you want in your life and exactly who doesn't fit in your life. And I want to say that in a most loving a way, because at some point in time, that person or that job, because it doesn't just affect relationships, but it's going to be big, because remember, we're in the Libra energy, which is a lot about love and balance and things like that. But it's relationships, it's job, it could be do with moving, having children, all kinds of things. You will have had great mirrors. And the biggest mirror is, what are you seeing in you? I mean, what do you see when you look in that crystal ball in your life? You know, like Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz, where, you know, she's looking and she could see things, she could kind of see ahead. So this is the visual I'm going to give you. You've been able to look in your crystal ball, and it's all of a sudden you're looking at this person that you're with, and it's showing you the struggles. Do you want to keep going through these struggles? Or you see another, and I know you've seen it, wave over it, and you see the other option. Wait a minute. This person has been very beneficial to me. This person's been so beneficial to me in my life that I could see what I don't want in my life and where I need to be. So this is the importance of this. By the end of this week, you will have made your mind up. And I am not joking. This is a really, really powerful week. I've been talking to you and sharing with you different ways you can get in touch with your yeses and nos. If you have missed any of the weekly vibes and mantra, please go back all the way to the beginning and follow them, because they have a rhythm to them. I'm doing this, and the importance of doing this is to really help you through the time of what many of you have been asking me about. It's called the Ascension. It's about living heaven on earth. Did you know that you were made and created to live heaven on earth? So this is a powerful, powerful week. You will know by the end of the week exactly what you want. Here's the kicker. You can choose to make the change, or you can choose to stick with it. But if you stick with things, then what will happen is over the next 12 years, you will not be able to make any major changes. What's important to know when I talk about this 12-year cycle that you're going to be going through, 12 more years, okay? Not just like, how we've been talking over, the last, several months. It's going to be stretched out into 12 years where you're going to have to go through, not just if you stick with the same job or you stick with the same relationship, the energy is going to be amplified. So it's going to be 3 times the magnitude of what you've already had to go through. And you want to know why? Because you are aware by now of what is good for you and what is not. And this is where, when I talk about crystalline consciousness and practicing it, which I love to practice, I'm a practitioner. If you get a chance, go to Crystalline Consciousness Technique. It's ccthealing.com. Check it out. If I say I intend clarity, and this is what's going on, because you'll be shown clarity. If you're not clear, things are going to show up in your life, and you'll see things, and they'll be so clear to you where the disruptions are occurring. Here's a good example for me. One of the things that I notice that for me to travel and to do the work that I need to do is that I am a overpacker, and this is not a joke. Like, I can honestly, and this is kind of funny, but I was getting on a plane after doing this really big speaking event, and I was in Colorado, and they have this like to die for place outside of Estes Park where they have these amazing like shoes, and I love shoes. So I go and I buy all these shoes. So I get on the plane, and Luana, who is my ex-manager, who I will forever be grateful for, she looks at the lady, and the lady said, well, you got to put that up in the storage thing. That's kind of a big bag, because we ran out of the little bags, and so we had to buy a big bag. I had to buy a bag to put my shoes in. And so we did have 2 little bags. And Luana looks at me, and I go, oh my gosh, we're going to actually have to unpack this. We're going to have to unpack this. So on the airplane, which was a big airplane, we had to unpack the bag. And the lady started laughing because I was pulling out my shoes. But what was so funny about it was all these other women are like, well, I'm the same way. That looks like my closet. But the truth is with that was, yes, I bought shoes, but then I also brought twice as many shoes as I needed. And I remember talking to Greg Braden, because it was a time where I had been doing an interview with him, and actually had the opportunity to introduce him when he was speaking. And he said, I pack the same color shirts, same color pants, and it's very simple and very light. And here's me with my gigantic bags, all my matching scarves, and taking hours to get ready. And I just went away, just on a simple vacation. And I packed enough things to last me almost 3 weeks. It was crazy. And I'm like, wait a minute here. I'm packing up the night before. Well, the person I went with is sleeping, because all they had to do was pack their stuff up real quick. And I'm like, took an hour and a half. All my cords, all my shoes, all my everything. It was ridiculous. And I'm like, this is nuts. Slow down and think about this. What is creating this? And what I realized is that people in my life, people around me, they have more time to be present with themselves, where I am a person that is multitasking in so many ways. But not only that, I'm going through so many changes, like hormonally in that. And that I'm also thinking of the things that need to be done, cleaning, getting things done, doing this, doing that. Then I'm not, then when it's time to pack, I'm working, I'm picking things up around the house, running a business. Then I'm trying to pack my bags, that I actually got so frustrated that I just said, oh, well, at least if I take it with me, I'll have it. And then I have all this stuff packed, and I didn't need it. It was silly. What the mirror was showing me is that I don't have, and I've been doing this for years and years. I intend support. I need to release some people in my lives. I either release them or I sit down and I talk to them and I say, hey, you know what? I need to be able to go to bed. And I actually worked through the whole night and was very tired. And we drove up there and like to sit down and say, hey, here's, the household stuff. It's not all me carrying the weight in that way financially. It needs to be a community effort. And because community is part of my intention, I know that the only thing that's going to work for me in my life is to have people around me who don't watch me for weeks and weeks being exhausted, who go out and they do something to help me with that. And guess what? I made up my mind. I set some boundaries and I said, if things don't change, I am going to do things on my own and just make things simpler. And when I say do things on my own, I mean I don't need like all this stuff. I can simply do things in an easier way and don't need so much. All this stuff that we have, and so this is what I mean by you're going to have made your mind up. Sometimes we have a lot of stuff because we're not happy. We think that stuff is going to make us happier. I took with me all these singing bowls, and I didn't even get a chance to play them. So, a lot of times I do. But those are important to me. But I wasn't just there to satisfy me. It was not all about what I wanted. And the truth is, in a relationship, a job, anything that you're in, people in your life, if they're not giving as much or even paying attention to you and giving as much, and if you're not giving as much, there is going to be an imbalance, and you will have seen that by now. So if you are watching this, and I am a transparent person, I'm going to tell you, like my nerves started getting bad. I started getting into this crazy monkey mind thing, and I was doing so good. I realized can't happen anymore. My life is important. My purpose is important. What I have to teach is important. So if you're watching this and you're saying, I have to do this, and I have to do this because that person over there, I talked to a lady that last week. She goes, well, my husband doesn't work, so I have to get no sleep, and he helps clean and that. And I'm like, wait a minute. He lives in the house too. He should help clean. I mean, that's just part of, like even if he's working, he should do that too. But we distort reality. We get into these things where we think, many of us think that we got to do it all. And the truth is, when you're living in a household, if you sit down, and I told her this, I said, have you even talked to your husband? No, but I complained to him a lot. And I said, sit down and talk to him and say, I'm tired. And she said, he should have noticed that I'm tired. And I said, you know what? I get what you're saying, because I walk around and I was complaining because I was tired. But people, I've heard people say, man, you're a powerhouse. You can just keep going. You can keep going. And I woke up during vacation and I felt my stomach and I got this message. And this is it. You know what you want. Because the message I got when I held my belly was, if you don't start taking better care of yourself, you're not going to be here. That's what I heard. I kid you not. I left Friday. I woke up on Thursday morning and I had that message. If you don't start taking care of yourself, you won't be here. So you will have gotten messages, and hey, please comment. I want to hear your feedback, because these videos, what I'm doing is this is making me accountable for me in my life, but I'm also saying, hey, we're on the journey together. You're part of my tribe. I'm part of your tribe. You know why? Because you're watching this and you want something better in your life. The ascension is about living heaven on earth. It's about really living the life that you were meant to live. And that's the energy we've been going through. Now, here's the kicker. By the end of the week, you will have known what it is that will work in your life and what won't. This week, I'm going to recommend you sit down, you talk to people in your life, if you haven't already done so, and you say, this is what I want in my life. And I'm not saying, this is what I want in your life. I want you to not have any dreams and hopes and blah, blah, blah. No, this is what I want in my life. And my responsibility to my children is just a given. You know, they are number one, because as long as they're growing up and they're young, they're underage, being a mom is just a given. So I can't change that with my kids. That's number one. But I know this is what I want to be doing. My whole intention for doing this video is teaching people to wake up. And as I'm teaching you how to wake up, and as we're in this time of the ascension, wake up so you can live heaven on earth. How do you do it? By developing your intuition and also your awareness. So you're not running around in circles, because guess what? Your vibe does attract your tribe. So you're going to be drawing people. If you are scattered, you're going to draw that same scattered energy. So you will know now exactly what you want by the end of this week. And if you do not make changes for the next 12 years, you're going to be stuck. I'm not joking when I say you're stuck in the cycle. Because it will not matter if you decide in another year to let go of that person or let go of that job. It's a vibration, it's an energy. You have until October 30th, because this week the decisions are there. So this week it's all about really, I would suggest you write down, these are the things that are important to me, and see how people around you can support you. And guess what? If someone is draining you, they're not willing to change and help you, out. That's it. It just isn't going to work, because your energy is important. Your essence. The whole goal is not to have a number one YouTube channel, not to have $1 billion. The whole goal is to live life and be happy. It's to live heaven on earth. We are in the time of the ascension. And how do we know that? Because look at all the things that are going on. And I'm going to do a whole segment on this because I've asked questions and people have asked me, what is the ascension? I'm hearing buzzing and ringing in my ears. We are shifting. Mother Earth, she's opened up her womb and she's like telling us, come on, you gotta slow down now. And this happens every so many years. So this week it's so important. You've been shown, you know, just like when I woke up, you had some sign. You know what's good for you and you know what is not. Change the job. Get out of the relationship. These are the things that are going to happen. You're going to see breakups happening. And you're going to see people that will not budge because they know that they've tried to fix it and it's the same vicious cycle. It's important, though, to bless the people that you drew in your life because you know what? This is the key. You wouldn't know what you don't need. And you wouldn't know what you do need had you not drawn those mirrors. We're all here for a reason. So even your personal Judas, that's what I say, your Judas is your greatest teacher. It's so important to know that. And if you're on a path to become more spiritual, I'm going to tell you something. You already are spiritual. You can sit in McDonald's and have a Big Mac. You're already a spiritual being. You don't have to drive out or fly out to Sedona. So the vibe this week is all about you've made your mind up. You know what's good for you. So take action, or for 12 years, it's going to be 3 times stronger, the lessons and the crazy things that have been going on. So the more we all do this, we're going to create a collective flow. That's why we're doing this channel, so that more people can have this awareness. And guess what happens? When more people have this awareness, they attract their tribe. And everyone is working together. Like my friend Terry Burton says, they're cloud farming. They're actually living heaven on earth in a space where everybody does what they love. They can be very, very successful at it and supported. That's what this week is about. So this week's mantra is one that I really want you to sit and be present with me. I'm going to ring the bell. My destiny is my decision. No one can shape the person I become except me. And staying in this present moment does not hold influences of the past or fears of the future, but the ability to choose. Choice is the blessing that life gives me. I choose right now to live the life I want to live. In this present moment, I take back my power. Thank you so much. And I hope that you all understand that taking back your power isn't an evil thing, because truly you were meant to have energy and power inside of you so this world can be a better world. The more we deplete our resources, now think about that. You are a resource. Your body is a resource. The more you deplete it, things around you get depleted. The more we go inside of ourselves and really embrace ourselves, eating better and trust me, being a mom, I know it's like, oh, I can skip that. Or no, we've got to have balance. So taking back your power isn't about knocking someone down and saying, you've been taking my power. It's about saying, listen, I need a little bit more time for me so I can do these things. So this is how I would like to see things change. But remember, they have their power too. So it's about talking. And if they can't do it, then bless them. They'll bless you. And you've learned something great. You've learned to see yourself more. And that's what living heaven on earth is about, and being awake, really tuning into your senses. We've got a great team, Light the Way Prisms of Light, myself, and the Dream Team Monday nights. They give free readings. Skip Smith, I'm going to tell you something about getting a time map. A time map is really important right now because you can really see where you are, where your strengths are. It was really exciting for me to get a time map, my time map done, because I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing right now. It's about spirituality. It's about helping people. But it's also about me, because I saw the struggles. I saw the struggles that how I could actually take myself down, and those were absolutely true. So when you take back your power, remember, you didn't lose it. It's there. It's just saying, I realize it. I embrace it. And Light the Way and our wonderful Dream Team Prisms of Light, they're all there. We're all there on Monday nights from 7 to 8 Eastern Standard Time here on the YouTube channel. Thank you so much for supporting us. I cannot thank you enough. And another thing, I've been in some of the videos. You've seen me in different places. I call them gems because they have like this amazing energy in them that stands out for people. I was at the Angelite Sanctuary, and a lot of people don't know these awesome places exist. So if you have a place where you live that's a gem to you, please let us know about it. And we may end up in your town, and we'll do the vibe and mantra, and we'll be able to share so other people can find places. There could be somebody right around the corner from you who doesn't even know that in their own backyard there's a place that can empower them and bring peace. You matter. And I cannot thank you enough for taking the time to be present. Litetheway.com, L-I-T-E, theway.com, 734-854-1514. I'm going to talk about the crystalline consciousness sessions. If you get a chance to go to the website, check them out. We got a lot of things coming up. We have a reality channel. So, hey, I'm taking back my power. We're going to sit down and we're going to do this week. Everybody in this household. And there's a lot of us in this household. We're going to sit down and we're going to talk about how we can better do what we want to do. And the best way to do that is by showing you how we're handling it. And the thing that we would love feedback on is, what do we name our reality show? I can't believe it. We're going to do a reality show. It was Skip's idea. Actually, it was my idea. Now he's all psyched about it. He's excited about it. I think he's even more excited than I am. So, but I'm just so blessed. But I will continue to be doing this channel. And I am very blessed to spend this time with you. Please subscribe. And I promise you, if your goal is to really live heaven on earth, we'll be doing this journey together. That's what it's about. Peace. Have a great week.
Static is just forming some chords and some walls. I'm static without the ends, and every breath of hers was a thorn in his eye, and every petal's blushing red. It's on my fingertips, and my electric lights becoming